Hey guys, it's Richard from Grafting Dragon Fruits, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my fertilizing routine. So these are the fertilizers that I use. They're hydroponic and they're water soluble nutrition. They are the General Hydroponic brand, and I use FLORANOVA Bloom and FLORANOVA Grow. So one is for when they are vegging and one is for when they are budding and flowering. So I will use those accordingly. And here, last but least, this is called Recharge. It's a natural microbe, and this is good because once you're feeding your dragon fruits with fertilizer, they tend to get locked out and don't absorb the nutrients. And these microbes, these are bacteria that's healthy for your soil, and it helps with absorption, and it helps with growth, and also it helps with pH lock. And you want all that to be stable when you're feeding your dragon fruits with fertilizer, okay? So I'm gonna start off with mixing them, and then I'll show you guys how I apply them, okay? I always put this in with my fertilizer. It's compatible with most fertilizer, but you guys can always check it out. I'll leave the link in the description and you guys can read about it. It's good stuff, helps promote healthy roots. It does nothing but wonders for your plants. So this is half a teaspoon per gallon, and I have a 5 gallon here, so that means I'm gonna be using 2.5 teaspoons. I level them out. 1, 2, and that's about half. We're gonna put in this one too. 1 and 2.5. So we got our microbes in there. I like to put that first because it's a powder and I want it to sit at the bottom, so when I fill it up with water, it mixes with the nutrients. Let's start with Grow. So this, it tells you to shake vigorously. So you guys are just gonna see me shake this for a little bit until it's ready. So Grow is high in nitrogen, and nitrogen is what promotes growth. So this one works very well. Every time I'm feeding them with this type of fertilizer, I see interesting growth, like literally that same day, or I'll see it the next day. So it's amazing stuff. But use it cautiously, okay? Because it is not organic, but I use it for the purpose of it because I want to maximize my season and have my fruits grow as much as they can. And if they're going to produce flower, I want to make sure that they're producing me a lot of flower so I have more fruits. So I've shaken this up, and if you look behind, there's always directions on this. I go right in between the middle, so 2 teaspoons per gallon. We have a 5 gallon, so that's about 10 teaspoons per 5 gallon. So we've shaken our nutrients. I have a little measuring cup here. It makes it easy for me. It tells me all the teaspoons here. So I'm gonna be using this. So here it is, that's the 10 for teaspoon line. I'm gonna go ahead and start filling them. So right there on the dot, 10. So we're gonna put that into our bucket here of 5 gallon. And that's when I'm gonna start mixing them. So I'll wash the excess that's in the cup. So I get all of it in there. And we're gonna start to fill. I'm gonna use something that's quicker. So as I'm filling this, I'm twirling my hose around so it mixes the nutrients together. So that's what you're seeing me doing here. When you're mixing these nutrients, you want to make sure you let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes after you mix it, so that way everything gets dissolved into the water, and when the water hits your pots, your roots are going to absorb that nicely. But for the purpose of this video, I'm probably going to wait maybe 2 to 3 minutes, do this one, and then once I'm done with that one, I'll go back to this one and then feed it so I can show you guys how I do that. We're almost there. And I'm still twisting, turning, mixing all that good stuff with our water. Okay, so we're finished with our grow. So I'll leave this here to know that this bucket is grown, so that way I don't forget. So the next one is gonna be FLORANOVA Bloom. And that's for all the dragon fruits that already have buds and that's already flowering. Those are the ones that are gonna get the bloom nutrients, okay? So give me a few seconds, guys, as I shake this up. It's very important to do that. All of the good stuff is sitting on the bottom. Okay, so same thing. Follow the directions in the back. We're gonna use 10 teaspoons and we're gonna fill it into our 5-gallon bucket. Okay, so here we are, 10 teaspoons. I'm gonna put it here in my bucket. Wash everything out of my cup. Fill them up. Again, mix, mix, mix. It's important to do this part. Mix the nutrients. You don't want a bunch of them sitting at the bottom, and then the last tree can get all the good stuff. Make sure you mix well. The longer you let it sit, the more it's going to break up into the water, and the better your plants are going to absorb it. So I like using these nutrients because it's an all-in-one nutrient. It has the NPK that we need and the magnesium. Magnesium is important because that's what helps the roots absorb all the nutrients. When you're buying nutrients or fertilizer, make sure there's some type of magnesium in there. And if there isn't, you guys can add Epsom salt to your nutrients so that way your roots can actually absorb the nutrients that you guys are buying. But this one has everything in it. It's a one nutrient that does it all. And that's why I like it. It's convenient and I don't have to add extra stuff. The only stuff I would need to add is the microbes. And the microbes are wonderful for your plants, even for when they're flushing. When I'm not using these type of nutrients, I'll use the recharge to just replace all of the microbes that I deplete out of the soil by watering so much every other day, or sometimes 3 times a day, 3 times a week. So if you guys have time, I'm gonna put the link of the recharge into my description. Read about it, and you guys are gonna love the product. So I'm just evening out the water. Okay, now that we have our nutrients mixed, let's start watering. So the bloom, I'm gonna let it sit because I told you guys the better it absorbs in the water, the better our roots are gonna absorb it. So we're gonna start with the grow. Oh, let me go grab my little mixer. Be right back. Okay, so this is what I use to feed my dragon fruits with. You guys can get this at an Asian market or maybe a Hispanic market might have it. I'm pretty sure any mom and pop shop will carry one of these. All right, so we're gonna go to the plants that are vegging growth. So we'll start here with sugar dragon. Sugar dragon is still making its way to the top of the trellis, and we're gonna go ahead and feed it. I'm gonna give it a couple swirls. And I like to give it about 2 to 3 of these. I'll put one there, one here, in the front, and in the back. And that's it. I'm gonna go to my next one. This is the Ecuador yellow dragon fruit. They are all grafts that I grafted onto mature rootstocks. So we're gonna go ahead and feed those. Same thing. I'm gonna do about 3. 1 in the front, 1 in the back, and half from side to side. This is also another Ecuador yellow dragon fruit graft that I did. There it is. They're growing. We're gonna feed them some fertilizer, so that way they can grow some more. 1, 2, on each side. So since we're here, if you guys look this way, these are all of my cleft grafts I did, and this is a tricha cutting that I'm rooting out. They also need fertilizer because if you give them fertilizer, they're gonna grow super fast. You're gonna see all this growth grow inches in days. So let's go ahead and feed those as well. So these guys just need about half a scoop because they're only 3-gallon buckets. If you feed your grass fertilizer, they grow very quick. So fertilize your grass regular as if you were to fertilize your dragon fruits, okay? Okay. So this here is tricha. Tricha is still also vegging. I haven't seen any signs of flowering or bud from it. So we're gonna go ahead and feed it. And as you can see, it's almost out. So I'm gonna have to do another mixture. I have about 3 more trees that are vegging, so I'll only do half of the portion of what I would do with the veg. So Tricia gets the rest of it. So we're done with the FLORANOVA grow. We're now gonna go to the FLORANOVA bloom on all the dragon fruits that are having buds. Here's Laverne Red, and it's starting to get big. Also, a new one came out on July 24th, and now it's this big. Okay, we've let our FLORANOVA bloom sit for a bit. Now I'm gonna start feeding the ones that have dragon fruits. So this is American Beauty. I have a bud here, and there's some on the other side, but we're gonna feed them now because I know that they're already budding. I always like to scoop a little bit on the bottom, get the mixture going. I'm gonna do the same thing. 3 scoops, 1 in the front, 2 in the back, and then we're gonna do half and half on each side. This is our Vietnam white. I'm going to do also 3 scoops. 1, 2, and here we go. 3, half and half on each side. Okay, we are to our final tree that's blooming. This is Laverne Red. Let's go ahead and feed this baby some of our FLORANOVA bloom. Again, same thing. Depending how big your scooper is, you might have to do 4. I'll figure out how big this scooper is, and I'll leave that in the description so you guys can get an idea of how to do that. But if you guys don't, a good rule of thumb is just water until you see a little bit of water leak out of your pot, then you know it's enough. And for me, I've been noticing that 3 scoops will get me to that point, so that's why I'm doing 3. So that's all of the dragon fruits that I had to feed in this area. I just had to remix my FLORANOVA grow to get the last 3 trees, and that's about it. So if you guys have any questions about my fertilizing routine or need any tips, go ahead and leave the comments down below, and I'll try to get back to you guys as soon as I can. If you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please hit that like button because it helps me make more videos for you guys. And please subscribe so you guys don't miss a single thing. Thank you, and bye now.